Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone. It is truly a pleasure to be here today to speak on a topic that is both meaningful and impactful, which is government intervention in the market. In this presentation, I will guide you through the concept of how and why the government steps in to regulate prices, especially through price ceilings and price floors, which are common practices in Malaysia. These measures are not just economic tools, they reflect the government's responsibility in safeguarding the welfare of its people. So, let us take a closer look at the reasons behind such interventions and their effects of our daily lives. Government intervention takes place when the free market cannot function effectively or fairly. In Malaysia, the government intervenes in the market mainly to correct market failures, reduce income inequality, and achieve social goals such as price stability and fairness. The two main price control methods used by the government are price ceilings, which set the highest price that can be charged for goods, and price floors, which set the lowest price allowed. These tools aim to protect both consumers and producers in different ways. Now that we understand the importance of government intervention in the market, so let's dive deeper into the core reasons behind the implementation of price ceilings and floors in Malaysia. The main purpose of government imposed price controls is to protect the welfare of society. When prices are left uncontrolled, sellers might raise prices too high, especially for essential items like rice, sugar, and cooking oil. These can make life difficult for low-income households. Therefore, the government steps in to ensure that these goods remain affordable. Another reason for price controls is to stop monopolies. In Malaysia, a few big companies dominate the supply of basic goods. They can increase prices to gain more profit. So, to reduce this issue, it has been suggested that cooperatives should be allowed to take part in the import and supply of essential goods, as they are usually made up of ordinary people, not just big businesses. From an Islamic perspective, price control is supported by the concept of maslahah, which means protecting the public interest. It is the government's responsibility to make decisions that benefit to the community as a whole, while the intentions behind the price controls are noble. What truly matters is how they affect the people. So, let's explore the real impact of these policies and on consumers and the overall economy. Price controls can bring both positive and negative effects to consumers and the overall economy. On the positive side, price ceilings help consumers by keeping essential goods affordable. These can reduce the cost of living and increase purchasing power. It also helps maintain social harmony and trust in the market system. For example, the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011 allows the government to set ceiling prices to avoid sudden price increases. A good example is the subsidy on cooking oil packets, which keeps the price low and helps consumers manage their expenses better. However, price ceilings can also cause problems. If the ceiling price is set too low, producers might stop producing because they cannot make enough profit. This can lead to shortages where demand is higher than supply. A clear example is during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the price of face masks was fixed. Manufacturers reduced supply due to low profits and face masks became hard to find. However, it's not just consumers who are affected. Sellers and producers also face major consequences. So, let's take a closer look at how price controls influence their operations and production decisions. Let's shift our focus to the other side of the equation. The sellers and the producers how do price control affects their ability to operate and sustain their businesses? When a selling price is set below the market price, when a selling price is set below the market price, sellers cannot sell their goods at a profitable rate. Their profit margins become smaller, and in some cases, they do not make any profit at all. This happened in 2022 when the government fixed the ceiling price for chicken at 9 ringgit 40 cent, but production costs went up, including feed, transport, and medicine. Farmers complained that they were losing money. This situation can also lead to the black market. Some sellers secretly sell goods above the ceiling price to make more profit. For example, some chicken sellers sold at higher prices in rural areas and night markets. This is illegal and unfair to honest traders. Price controls also reduce motivation to produce. When profit is low, sellers may stop selling or reduce production. This can cause a shortage of supply, especially during festive seasons. Again, in 2022 and 2023, many chicken sellers reduced supply, and the government had to import chicken to meet the demand. On the other hand, price floors are used to protect producers, such as rubber farmers. The rubber production incentive ensures that farmers get at least 2 ringgit and 50 cent per kilogram. While this helps support income, it can lead to overproduction when the market does not need that much supply. The government then has to buy the extra stock, which costs a lot of money and leads to storage problems. As we've seen, price controls have both positive and negative outcomes, depending on how they are applied. So, what can be done to improve this system? So, let's conclude with some practical suggestions and insights. Government price controls are really important for ensuring market stability and protecting both consumers and producers. However, if they are not managed carefully, they can create serious side effects such as shortages, waste, and unfair trading. Price ceilings help people afford basic goods, especially during crisis. But if the prices are set too low, sellers and producers will suffer. On the other hand, price falls help protect producers but can increase prices for consumers and cause overproduction. So, to improve this system, the government should take more strategic and data-driven approach. Firstly, it must use real and up-to-date market data when setting prices to ensure accuracy and relevance. Secondly, it should strictly monitor and enforce price controls to prevent violations such as black market activities and unfair trade practices. Lastly, the government needs to provide subsidies and incentives that support both producers and consumers, ensuring that neither party is left behind in the effort to stabilize the market. From an Islamic point of view, these policies follow the principles of fairness and public welfare. From an economic perspective, especially based on Keynesian theory, government intervention is necessary when the market cannot balance itself. To sum up, price controls are useful, but they must be flexible, fair, and well planned. If done correctly, they can reduce poverty, ensure access to basic goods, and support the national economy. So, thank you for your attention. We hope this presentation helped you to understand more about the purpose and effects of price ceilings and floors in Malaysia. Thank you.